Okay, so we're just going out on the Honda CRF 250 Rally. Just going to go and try some trails, some that I've done before, some that are new to me, just in North Devon. We're a couple of days after Christmas. A bit cold, a bit wet, but it's dry for now, so we're going to get some good riding in. A couple of hours, clear some cobwebs away, take you on a few lanes, try and find some nice scenic stuff for you, because I know a lot of people will be cooked up, tier 4 and everything. So let's hit the trails, forget about the restrictions and do some riding. Catch you in a second. Oh, thank you. Okay, we're going to start out a nice little trail, to be honest. This is just outside the back of our village. Quite tricky, quite straight into it. I think on the CRF Rally it's kind of the perfect bike for it. You know, what I like about the Rally, it's got a really nice usable engine. It's not overly powerful, but equally it's not overly sharp and focused, and therefore I think for gentle trail riding, which is what a lot of us do, it's kind of that perfect balance of usability, tractability. Here we go, straight into it. Weight back. I've got a bit of a dog leg. It's been wet, so it's going to be sloppy. First gear. Yep. It's kind of a nice technical-ish trail. Head up, trying to pick a route. Helps when you know it, because you know you've got this step here. I mean, the beauty of the Rally, the CRF Rally, or the L for that matter, it's got that long travel suspension that you'd expect with a trail bike. So if we're coming up there, it just sort of takes it in its stride, really, as long as you're consistent or smooth on the power, and you commit to a line, it'll go up it no problems. Obviously, say the Royal Enfield Himalayan, because you've got a lot less suspension travel, you do have to be a little bit more on it, and it is more prone to getting out of shape or being thrown off course. Same with the 390 KTM, same with the GS 310, same with pretty much any of those road derived bikes. And so really the CRF it does stand in a class of its own, certainly with the bikes that I've got for people to ride. And it's a shame that there's not more options out there for this kind of bike. Now the KLX 250 is gone, potentially going to come back in the guise of the 300 that I think I've seen floating around on the American sites. That'll give it a bit of a competition, but there's certainly not much else. I think the development to the CRF 300 that's coming in April, I think that's going to be a good step. Because I certainly think the CRF 250's got enough power for trails, certainly for sort of the type of gentle trail riding that I would do. It's not that I'm looking for more power on the trails, not by any stretch. I mean, coming up that hill then, you know, part throttle, first gear, second gear, it's not like you're short on power. But I think with the 300, with the extra 4 or 5 brake horsepower that it's going to have, it'll just give it that extra little bit of legs on the road. I think that's where for some people it does fall a little bit flat. It hasn't got the legs sort of sit on main roads for long. It will do it, obviously, but a little bit more power, and I see it's got less weight as well, which is a good step. It might only be 4 kilos, but it's 4 kilos you're not going to have to lose as a, you know, 4 kilos of weight you're not going to have to shed as a rider. So yeah, I'm going to take you to the next lane and see you there. It's an easy one, nice moderate, make sure it's clear, do the splash. We've got no traction control on this CRF, not that I think it needs it. It's got ABS, which is switchable only on the rear, so you can't disable it on the front, which is a bit of a shame. I'm sure there's switchable options, you know, DIY switch you could fit that people have fitted. But again, for this kind of pace that I'm carrying, I don't mind ABS. You've got to say, you know, people write off the CRF, the L and the Rally as being heavy, underpowered, but I don't know what more you want in this kind of bike, to be honest. And I guess I've also written it off to a large extent. I've always felt that it was Honda's, it was kind of a lazy effort by Honda. I thought they were capable of building better, building more, building lighter, building more power. I didn't see it as a huge evolution of what the 250 trail bikes they were building in the 80s. And I still stand by that to a degree. But at the same time, you just can't dismiss what a usable, versatile bike this CRF is. I still don't think it's the bike I'd choose if I was doing mainly road work with some occasional trail work. You know, say I was commuting on it. I know people do commute on it, and that's fine. But if it was only a moderate usage of lanes, I think I'd go for something more road orientated, because it's always going to be a compromise. And for me, the lack of seat comfort and the small tank of the CRF mean that I'd err towards, say, the Himalayan, because I can still trail ride the Himalayan. I can still do the same lanes as I'm doing today on the Himalayan, but I'd be more comfortable on the road with it. And so if I was only occasionally doing, I think there's a trail here somewhere, so yeah, there we go. Yeah, so if I was only doing light occasional trail work, I think I swapped to a Himalayan. But they're very different bikes, you know. Now I'd love to be able to do a quick turnaround when you're one of those spin turns, but I can't do spin turns. I do apologise for that. Yes, I know it's a measure of my manlyhood, but I don't care. But finding lanes is always, I think, the hardest part of green laning, to be honest, knowing where you can legally ride. Most of the lanes I know around here were shown to me by a friend Dan who lives in the village, and he took me out one day and I remembered most of them. A few others that I've found by looking myself on OS maps, and this one I found just on the TRS overlay of lanes. It is tricky though, you know, buy an OS map and know what you can legally ride and what you can't, I think is like deciphering the Enigma code, because it's not always clear cut what is on surface road, what's legal. There's a trail I'm going to take you on shortly, which is listed as a coastal path, and so you'd think, well, that's not legal, but if you speak to the rights of way officer, it is legal. And so it is tricky knowing where you stand, because there's a lot of us, I'm the same. I don't want to be illegal. I don't want to be on a trail I'm not supposed to be on, because at least if you get pulled up by a walker or something, you can say, well, no, I am legally allowed to be on here. And it will always be the walkers who'll pull you up on it, never the horse riders or anybody else, just always the walkers. Okay, yeah, I know where I am. Yeah, sometimes that's the extent of a lane. Not the longest, not the most challenging, but it just gives you a different route to follow. Alright, I'll see you on the next lane. Give this one a go. This is one I knew about before. It's just a typical farm access track. Got some nice views today though, nice clear sky. It's come good, really, it's come good. We've had some bad weather down here in North Devon. Bit of storm last night, but today is pretty good. It's a bit hard to see. The lady's in shade. Not the most exciting lane. Not the most exciting lane, but there are some big water splashes. Oh my word. Oh my word. Okay. Okay. Slightly long. Slightly deep. Now, what advice have I got? Oh, some cheeky monkeys have been out before, obviously, and took the made their own path. What do you think to that? I think that's cheating a little bit. I think we go for it. What do you think? Nice and slow in, first gear. Feel your way through. You know you're going to hit some rocks, so you've got to be flexible, smooth, relaxed. I've got water coming in my right boot. Smooth on the power. No problem at all. Head up. No reason why you won't go through that. Same again, slow in, first gear. I think when I see people going wrong with a water crossing like this or deep water, they're going too fast, and then it's all about trying to slow down and controlling the bow wave, and then you know they've got a bit of a front end wobble on and they're in trouble. Slow in, and then you're just on the power, and then you're in control. Slow in, first gear, roll on, roll on, roll on, roll on, no problem, no problem. No problem. No problem. And the CRF makes it as easy as any bike could, really. Again, that really nice tractable engine. It's got a really clean throttle and precise. By that I mean it's well fueled, so you got none of the lurching. You don't have to give it an handful of revs or anything. It's just so nice. I've got a farmer there, I think. Nope, sheep is. Yeah, it's just a nice bike to ride on the trails. People say, you know, enduro bike, do I need to get a KTM 525 or I don't know, whatever they get these days. You know, an aggressive enduro bike. I've got to be honest, it'd be wasted on me as a rider, and from what I've seen of other people, I think it's wasted on a lot of other people. There's a lot of people who can't cope with the bike that they bought themselves, and I think a lot of the problem is it's got sometimes with an enduro, certainly the two-strokes, it's got quite a snatchy delivery, and sometimes you don't want snatchy delivery, you just want a nice, refined, smooth, buttery power delivery. Even though there's not a lot of power, the way it puts it down to me is what helps you ride a trail, certainly with confidence and without killing yourself. So yeah, I think that's where the CRF finds favour, and also ridicule from them who say 24 brake horsepower, it's not enough. Well, of course it's not enough if you're going to go enduro riding, but if you're going to take it down a lane like that, I'll probably use what, 8 brake horsepower down there, if that. I don't need more than 24, do I? I don't think so. Right, next lane. Looks like I've found the start of the lane. Looks wet, looks muddy. Don't know what else I would expect this time of year. So here, what we can see clearly is we've got 2 ruts either side of a grassy, muddy centre strip. It's always impossible on a new lane to know which side you should go for, but certainly not down the middle. So I'm going to go for the right side. I'm going to get scratched to buggery in my plastic saw, but never mind. Steady, steady, steady. Up. Got to get wet feet. Up. Let's go, let's go. Try and get my feet up in a second. Alright, there we go. Let's go left. Nice and tractable. Nice, easy bike to manage. I've just got the stock tyres on this, the IRCs. This bike has got a lowering link on fitted by the previous owner, which I don't mind, to be honest. It just makes it that bit more manageable to get your feet down. I have tried adjusting the spring on the back for a bit more preload, but I'm finding it difficult to get access to. It has got a locking collar on it and I just can't get it loose because the adjuster is at the top of the shock and that's buried beneath plastic and behind battery boxes and air filter boxes and that sort of stuff. Come on, second gear, just chugging. Head up, head up. But to be honest, you know, you can fine tune a bike, but sometimes you could just got to ride it. So I'm in second gear. Nice, nice, smooth. Again, I like a bike that's nice and smooth on partial throttle. That to me is a sign of a nice, easy trail bike. I'm not having to chase revs, I'm not having to slip the clutch, just nice, consistent throttle. Up. First gear, looks a bit boggy through here. Okay, weight back, head up, power through this mud. Just moving, just trying to queue up. Bit of a slide there. Nice lane this, nice and interesting. Nice and interesting. Look how wet that is. Wow. We've had some rain round here. I think I could do with a boat through this bit. First gear, happy days, happy days, happy days, happy days, happy days, happy days. And on the far side, obviously that all important photograph. You can't come out trail riding and not take a photograph. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, it's interesting as well, I think, with the restrictions. I think, you know, sometimes I'm in tier 2, so things aren't too bad down here, but sometimes you've got to do what you need to do, and if that involves clearing your head with a bit of motorcycling, I obviously can't condone it, but we're all reacting differently to what's going on, and some of us, we get that in our own minds, we can't see the wood for the trees. And so sometimes a bit of sensible, moderate biking, or whatever your pursuit is doing you no harm at all. Because I know myself, I've got a family to support, and I need a strong head for that, because they're relying on me just as I'm relying on them. And if I descend into a dark place, which many of us do, I'm neither use nor ornament. And so if I have to break a few little rules, or not break them, but just stretch them a touch to keep sane and healthy for my family, then so bloody be it. Until they take my bike keys off me. That's why it helps having 14 bikes. Can't take them all. Whoa! Whoop, whoop, whoop. I could blame that on many things, but I don't know what. I'm going to blame it on talking too much. Alright, here we go. It's just lots of concentration, that's what it is, you know. Concentration. As soon as your eye goes off the game, that's it. Oh, this is fun, this one. This is a good one. Let me make sure my mic's alright. Okay. Okay, so we've got nothing but mud ahead of us, yeah? Let's go. Nothing but mud. I'm going to sit down now. I normally stand, but I think sitting down is the way forward on this one. Fucking I love this lane though. So this bike down here, the CRF, is certainly the best of the four for this kind of trails. I think the Himalayan would come down here fine, and actually it'd plough through it quite nicely. 390 KTM, nah, not so much. Whoa, what a lane. What a lane. What a lane. Come on, wait back, wait back. Try and get second. Got a crossover here. I'm going to carry on. Don't entirely know where I am. Trying to keep out that. Here we go. Well, I've got to say, that was enjoyable, that. Quite like that. And we're at the other end. Oh, that's good, that. Whew. It's amazing, isn't it? You can be on a trail and feel like you're the last person on earth, and then within a blink of an eye you meet a road and you realise you're never that far from home after all. I think that's the beauty of the trail bike, you know, and doing a bit of trail riding. You don't have to go that far from home to feel like you're lost for a little while. You don't have to go away for a week or a weekend. You don't even have to be out on the bike all day. I mean, that lane's 15 minutes from my house. Lovely little lane, that. That's one of my new favourites, that, I think. And then I've got another one here I've just seen on a map. I've got to keep my eyes peeled. It turns, it goes to a right. I hope you can hear me alright. I know people complain about the audio quality, but Unfortunately, that's what I'm stuck with at the minute. Right, I think it's here. It is, it's here. This is it. I think so, anyway. I could be wrong. Well, if this isn't a legal green lane, it should be. Oh, I like this one. I like this one. Got a bit of a mix in it. Mix of surfaces. See what's coming around the corner. Oh, we've got some heavy water. Slow in, slow in, slow in. First gear, first gear, first gear. Pick my way out of it. Pick my way out of it. First gear again. I know, I'm a pussy. I should be down along here in third, flat out, but I haven't got my waterproof socks on. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. That's a nice little lane, this. A little bit of interest. Tight, I like a few turns. Oh, silty, silty, silty. And you know what, again, there's not another bike I don't think I'd rather be coming down here on for the first time than a CRF rally. You just don't feel like you're going to get into trouble on it too bad. You know? You feel safe, and I think that's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. Let me get onto the left. That's a really nice lane. This is brilliant. So I discovered these two lanes today right on my doorstep. Happy as Larry about that. Happy as Larry. Come on. Good fitness. Done my Joe Wicks this morning, try and get fit. This will just give me a little bit of extra physique. God, it's a much longer the lane than I thought as well. Can't beat a nice long lane. Oh wow. Oh, happy days. Happy days. Happy, happy days. Just coming into Lee Bay. Give me a camera wipe. Just coming into Lee Bay, got the old hotel on the left. And I just wanted to see what the state of the road's like. I normally bring people down through Lee Bay. Beautiful little spot, but the road has been washed away. I don't know if it's still open. Oh no, they've fixed it. Holy moly, that was quick. So this entire section through here had been washed away. As you'll see in a second, there's a really quick repair. Let's park this up. Hoop-a-daisy. So as you can see, the river would come through the valley and then out through that outlet there. And then obviously it come down to such an extent that it come out to such an extent that it washed the road away. But yeah, beautiful, yeah. So I'd normally come down that road there and then through here, back out the other side. And it was only washed away maybe a month ago. So what we're going to do now is make a nuisance of ourselves, if you don't mind joining me on this adventure. We're going to do the coastal path between Lee Bay and Ilfracombe. Oops-a-daisy. Nice and steady, I don't think it'll be busy today. And it's a funny old thing really, if you encounter a local, chances are they know it's a legal lane and therefore don't give you any issue. I think it's the tourists who come down to the area and see it designated as a coastal path. They're the ones who give you the stink eye. And it also doesn't help that you've got this sign at the beginning that says unsuitable for motors. So in the eyes of the non-informed public, that means a motor vehicle shouldn't be on here. But it's such a stunning little trail. Not the best trail, not the most engaging, and because I ride it steady, it's not the most frantic or fun, but just for the views, if nothing else, really. I think it's one of the last remaining coastal trails, and it's just lovely, especially in summer. Nice blue sky, sunny day. 8 postie bikes coming through here. You know, it's an adventure. So it's part of the National Trust. And obviously the National Trust have access to it, have vehicular access to it, and that's what I think maintains its legal status. So nice and steady. See who's coming. Nice and gentle. There is a grass section up ahead which can get a little bit slippy when it's wet. But for the most part it's nice, compact, condensed, easy to ride path really. So we've got Wales off to the left. Don't know how many miles it is from coast, you know, the shoreline to the shoreline of Wales. 15 miles, maybe 20 miles. Somebody must know. Nice and steady. Oh, watch this corner. Let this chap through. Hello there. Hi. Yep. Shouldn't be in his terrain, that's what he's saying. Not even any pleasantries exchanged. Yeah, this is a grass section. Just nice and gentle, I don't want to chew anything up. If that's possible. Oops. See, this is the problem with this grass stretch. It means you can't get away without leaving a trace, because it's wet and slippy. So if you look behind me, I've left a right smear. Oh dear, oh well. But for the view, so got Ilfracombe in the distance. Wales over to the left, maybe it's more than 15 miles, can't really see it today. Some days you can see it really clearly, some days you can't. Whoop. Now we descend down, we've got a few little steps to conquer down here. Got somebody walking, steady, steady, steady. I do my best. Oh, you do your best, you really do your best. Hello there. Hi, you alright? A little bit friendlier, that one, thank you. It's always appreciated. Merry Christmas. I've got some downhill steps here, I always just check it's clear before engaging. Yep, nobody walking. Last thing you want to do is high side it into a pedestrian walking up. Nice and easy on the CRF, that long travel suspension again. I must admit, coming down here on posties, it's almost enough to rattle your teeth out. They don't have a lot of travel on them posties. Nice and soft, clutching. Oh, what can you do, eh? That's nice, that. I love that little stretch. I think it would have been nice to do it really like early in the morning in the summer. 6 AM, be down here for sunrise. Whoop. I tell you what I keep doing with this bike. I just did it then as well. I get my foot stuck on the peg. I don't know if it's because I'm not used to having such grippy teethed pegs. I'm used to the shit pegs that you get on the other bikes I've got. But I keep just catching my sole of my boot in the peg. That's my excuse anyway. And there we go, Lee Bay to Ilfracombe. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. She's kind of a handsome bike, isn't she, the CRF? I mean, that front headlight, you kind of wonder what they were thinking when they made big, small offset. You kind of wonder what they were dreaming up when they did that. But it's purposeful, I'll give it that. I mean, that's almost a problem with it. You look at it and go, wow, that's going to be a missile. And then you get on it, and it's the opposite of a missile. I'm just finding it then, between the last trail and this one. You really do need to wring its neck to get it to go. And I got it up to about 65, and you know, it feels like you're having to give it some beans. And I think that's where the CRF 300 will just give it that little bit more usability, dexterity and fun. I just hope they also have a think and a retune of that suspension, so they take some of this softness out of it, or at least make it easier to adjust. I know the obvious solution is to put a YSS shock in, or a Hyper Pro, but you know, sometimes when you've just bought a brand new bike, the last thing you want to do is have to put new suspension in it, especially when it could be offered slightly better from the factory. You know, you bought a budget bike, you don't really want to then spend another 300 quid on a rear shock just to sort it out, do you? Oh, today we've got cyclists, we've got everyone coming down here. There you go. Alright, thanks guys, cheers. Cheers. Thank you. Okay, we got one of the nicest little reveals of North Devon. You come around this corner and then you've got a spectacular view of Wales and lots of dog walkers. But yeah, this is just north of Combe Martin. Little house there, don't know who lives there. You got Wales just over in the distance, and then a sort of North Devon coastline leading towards Somerset comes into view. Nice bit of parking there. And that's what we do from here. We just follow the road sort of as it zigzags in and out along this coastal road. So it goes all the way through to Lynmouth. We're taking the tiny little roads. If anybody's ever coming down North Devon, either on holiday or to see me down in Braunton, I'd certainly recommend taking a bit more time and coming along this north coast. Get off the M5 at Minehead and then head towards Lynmouth. And we're coming in the opposite direction, but you'll see over the next few miles the kind of scenery that you'll see and the type of roads, which to me are some of the most spectacular in all of the UK, really. I remember the first time I came through this section, it was on a Suzuki Van 200, when I was doing a test on that for Motorcycle Sport and Leisure, and I wanted to bring it down along the North Devon coast down into Cornwall and back round again, and that was kind of the feature idea, I guess. So I got a map and I just started looking at the roads that hug the coast the closest, and I'd never been down here myself at that point. And I saw sort of Lynmouth, and then you start zooming in and you're on Google Maps and you think, oh, there's a road there, oh okay, that road goes there, and that road goes there, and that hugs the coast, and that's a B road, so that might be interesting. And then you come down here and you hit these roads and you think, wow, just really stunning, picturesque. I mean, it's a bit stark at the minute with it being winter, obviously. But in summer, this is all a canopy of trees, bright green, really lush. A little bit busy down here, but never too bad, you know. The hordes of tourists always make them way down to Cornwall or to South Devon, and North Devon we don't seem to get hit too bad, really. Woolacombe's a busy place, lots of campsites and that round there, that's not far from me. Good surfing, Croyd's a good surf beach. And then all this sort of National Trust area of natural beauty, area of outstanding natural beauty. Headham Valley, and then you'll see at the bottom of here Hunters Inn, which is a really popular walk for people. They park up at Hunters Inn and then you can walk down, it's about 2 miles I'd say, down to a cove that's only accessible by the footpath. It's a shingle beach, a little bit stony cobbly, but it's a lovely walk down there, right down the valley. And then take a picnic down there. There's no shops or anything down at the beach, as you'd expect, being so remote. But it's just a great little spot, great little day out. So much to do around here. Little steam railway that goes in the summer, and at Christmas we've just been on it with our lad. I'll show you, this is a good place if you wanted to bring someone for a romantic getaway or a meal, if there's any old romantics out there. Hunters Inn Lodge, which is just beautiful little old building. I think it's now owned by the National Trust, so they're building a lot of campsites and stuff around here. But essentially the valley road that you follow is just sort of down towards the left now. So we sort of cross the valley here. So yeah, beautiful pub, beautiful views, beautiful setting. And then we're going to take this tight left-hander up here. So dead ahead, that would take you down to the beach, but we're going to go up here. There's a very steep hill. I sometimes come up here with garbage runners. We camp just back in Coombe Martin at a farm, and then the next morning we head out. Sunday morning it's always quiet, so we come along here, and I always try and split the group into who feels confident and who doesn't. And the confident ones, I take them up here. And again, it comes back to that big bike, small bike. Big bike up here, a little bit daunting perhaps. Small bike, manageable. We have had a guy on a V-Strom 1000 drop it, or is it a Varadero? I can't remember, one of the two, with his son on the back. There's a hairpin just coming up here, and it can't half catch you out. Much tighter than it looks. So you come up here nice and tight, climbing. I'm on the power, second gear on this CRF, power. It's all wet, mushy. Then you come up here, and you come straight into this hairpin. And if you try and take it too narrow, too tight, it's really off camber. And with a big neutral, and with a big lumpy twin like he was on, which is susceptible to stalling if you're not on it, if you're not in the right gear and you're not on the clutch. Yeah, just dropped it, stalled it, and then it just dropped inwards. Easily done, but everyone was alright, that's the main thing. Okay, you'll join me in a second at the start of another lovely section. Just before we get to the start of the next section, I just wanted to talk about my gloves. Just some Lomos. I bought them a year or so ago. I can't remember what for. I think just when I was going somewhere cold and I wanted just some gloves on an evening. But in fairness, we're probably 5 degrees out today on the trails and riding around, and they're pretty good. A little bit of chill, but not a lot. But nice lightweight gloves. Perfect for sort of finesse on the controls and things. No protection on them, admittedly, so I won't want to have a crash in them. But just as a slow riding, keep your hands warm kind of trail glove, perfect. Now I just wanted to stop here, and the reason being, I wanted to give you a coordinate, if I can, using What 3 Words, which is an app, if nobody knows, is an app that's, it's kind of mapped, it's divided the world, or sliced the world into 1 meter square, if I can find it, 1 meter square grid, into a 1 meter square grid, and therefore every square meter has got its own 3-word where the bloody hell is it? It's got its own 3-word reference point, and it allows you, say you had an accident or anything like that, if you can find it on your app, it allows you, let's go onto the website, to say you're in trouble. It's got to be somewhere. What 3 words? What 3 words? Okay, so I found it, and you go on the What 3 Word app, and there you go. Panning awake fingertip. Can you see that? Panning.awake.fingertip. So if you went on the What 3 Words website now and typed in panning awake fingertip, it would show you exactly where I am now. So it's like a GPS coordinate, but broken down into 3 words. So much easier to relay, much easier to share. And it's just a great tool, really. And so if you go to panning awake fingertip, you'll be able to see what section I'm riding next. And this is the section that runs from so this is the section that runs from here down to Valley of the Rocks, and I've got to be honest, I think it's my favourite stretch of road in the entire world. Well, certainly my favourite that I've got access to right now. I'm sure there'll be roads in America that I just adored, and if they were on my doorstep, they'd be my favourite. But for now, this is such a lovely stretch of road. I love bringing people down here because it's like finding yourself in an enchanted land. You can't believe you're in North Devon again when the trees are out and it's summer. It feels like a tropical jungle adventure, and you think it can't be, I'm in North Devon, but it is. Oops, a daisy. Thank you. Thank you. A few stern-faced looks there. That's okay. So people park here and they walk down to, I think it's Woody Bay down on the left, but we're not going to go down to that because that's just like a dead ender. We're just going to carry on following this road, which, yeah, I just love this stretch of road. It's all tarmac, so it's manageable for anyone, really. It's single track, narrow. But just things like this, if I stand up, can you see it? So you've got a beautiful waterfall there that cascades down. Got this old-fashioned brickwork on this bridge. They've got all these tight little corners. And then as we work our way along, you come closer and closer to the edge, looking down over the sea. So maybe if you've got vertigo, it's not a great trail for you. But the views, I mean, the view down there, it's just beautiful. And I kind of like this starkness to the landscape in winter. A little bit more sinister, and you've got to be careful of this, of the leaves and things like that. But yeah, Lovely. I was going to say as well that if you are coming sort of Minehead way, then I'd really recommend you taking the toll road around Porlock. Go down to Porlock Weir, which is nice in itself, a great spot for lunch. Some nice pubs there, and if you walk a little bit further along, there's a nice noodle shop, like Thai noodles. That's really good. And then take the toll road, which I think is £2 on a motorbike, and it takes you up the valley. It misses out the really steep Porlock Hill, which to be honest is a bit of a swine on a bike, because there's a couple of tight hairpins, and it's you're not missing anything if you don't go up it. But the toll road itself is like an alpine race circuit. That's fantastic. So as you can see, we're right on the edge here, and it's nice. With winter you can see straight down to the ocean and the cliffs. Let me stand up, try and give you a better view. It can get a little bit busy down here in summer, but never too bad. Most people avoid it, and you know, it's one of them roads where you take your time, in no rush. But this stretch here, yeah, just love it. I love it. I love that it's on my doorstep. And then the best bit, if we keep on going, I'll keep on recording, bear with me, I may as well show you all of it, hadn't I? Well, the light's coming in now, I don't know what time it is, probably 2:30, 3 o'clock, it's starting to get dark. Although I think we've had the longest or the shortest day, so we're starting to see more daylight, which is good. It's going to do everyone good, I think. And yeah, let's hope that not long from now we'll be heading towards an end of lockdowns, or at least the easing of restrictions. Oh, we got a thing. Thank you. Kind man let us past. Very nice of him. Yeah, so hopefully, you know, by April, that's what they kind of say. Let's. I'm not always optimistic. I'm a natural cynic and pessimist by design, but let's hope April. Please, let's hope by April, for everyone's sanity. Let's hope we can get everyone well vaccinated if you want it, and out and about, and back living, back trading, back earning money, back seeing people. We haven't seen my mum and dad for a year now, just over a year. They've not seen their grandson, who's now 15 months. They've not seen him since then either. So a tough time for them, a tough time. And let's hope there's hope on the horizon. Now we go up towards, this is an abbey. Now this is technically a toll road, and I am supposed to stop in a second and put £2 in the box. At the moment I don't have £2 on me, but I've passed through this place so much that I generally just stuff a tenner in there, or a £5 or whatever I've got in my wallet. So please don't strike me down, Jesus. I will be back and I will put some money in there. When I've got a group, yeah, it gets quite expensive when you've got a group. As I say, I just generally stick a tenner in there. But it's worth it. It's £2 well spent, because you come along here and then in a second you'll see it, Valley of the Rocks. It's just another highlight on the North Devon coast, really. Yeah, and there we go. It's a bit in the shade at the minute. I'm not sure what you'll be able to see or make out, but it just drops down. A lot of walking around here. You can obviously carry on with the coastal path, climb those rocks up there. You'll often see people up there climbing. It's getting a bit cold and windy. And what I'm doing now, I'm taking you to a new trail that I've never done before. It rises out from the top of Lynmouth, and goes up onto the moors. It's a dead-end trail, which is always a bit frustrating because you hate having to go back on yourself, but it looks like a nice manageable one that takes you somewhere interesting. So we're going to go and do that. So I'll see you in a second. Over and out. Nice cafe here as well, by the way, just inside there. Soft power, soft power. All the more exciting for not being entirely sure this is a legal trail. But I've seen it on the map. I believe it to be legal. But what do? There's no signs, there's nothing signposted. That's what makes it so bloody tricky to know where you can and can't ride. It's a great trail though, if it's legal. Lovely trail, actually. Wow. CRF is perfect, absolutely perfect for this. Manageable, nice power, smooth, confidence expiring, grippy. Come on. I mean, when people say it's too heavy, seriously? Do I see dirt tracks there? I think I see knobbly tracks there. I mean, what more do you want? God, how much more do you want out of a bike than that? It's a bloody adventure bike, that's what this is. It's a bloody adventure bike. I wouldn't want to be on the KTM. I wouldn't want to be on the GSC10. Whoop. And I've got to be honest, I'm glad I'm not on the Himalayan. As much as I like that bike. And the CRF, perfect, absolutely perfect for this. I hope this lane's legal. Ooh, can we get through? Let's say we're going to go back down. What a lane. That is a lane and a half. That is a lane and a half. I wasn't even aiming to find it today. Oh, that is fantastic. I'm going to figure out my way out of here now. Okay, last lane of discovery for today, which I think has been a productive day. Well, it's not even been a day. I've been out for a few hours now. I'm right on my doorstep. I've discovered some really nice lanes, some real hidden gems, and this one, I'm not sure. This is going to be a different, not as technical, not as tricky, but it could be interesting, something a little bit different. Got doggies. Just shut the gate. Thanks, mate. Thank you. And this is a moorland trail, a dead ender, so right up, right back. I gather in years gone by it was all linked when you could ride Exmoor. I mean, that's the problem. The riding opportunities have diminished greatly as to what legal trails you could ride. Obviously, if you're willing to chance it, risk it and ride illegally, then there's obviously a lot more scope. But if you're wishing to stick to legal lanes, it is difficult. Wow, you're soon out. I mean, we were literally down at the coast not many minutes ago, 5 minutes ago let's say, and we're straight onto moorland roads, which I can imagine in summer must just be absolutely fantastic. Warm, sunny, empty. And then this road, I'm not sure where it's going to take me. As I say, a dead end, but we'll see how much riding you can do before the turnaround. We've got wild horses up here. You see them? Take it steady for them. I know I'm out here riding alone. What I have got going is I'm just using WhatsApp today to do a live location with my wife, so she can see where I am. That allows you to do a 24-hour live share. So she'll, if she wished to, she could check up on my location just through WhatsApp, which is great. You know, say if I have an accident, whether I'm conscious or not, the fact is she'll be able to see where I am, and I think that mitigates against a lot of the potential risk of solo riding. I enjoy solo riding and I wouldn't want to knock it on the head, but it's nice to be safe. Let me ask this chap. How far does this trail go?
As a track?
Yeah, legally.
I'm not sure for those. I think probably up to the beach trees at the top.
Okay, yeah. I just saw it on the map. I saw it was legal, so I thought I'll give it a go. And
yeah. After that, it gets sort of pretty boggy.
Boggy, does it?
It's just sort of like.
Yeah, no, I think that's when I'll stop.
You know, there's a gate across there. There's a flock of sheep up there.
So when I get to the gate, that's it, really. Yeah. Okay, dokie. I'll get. How far's that? A mile or so?
Not that even, I shouldn't think.
Oh, okay, dokie.
Probably about a mile from the car park.
Right, yeah, so I've done a little, right, okay, so a little bit on.
Yeah.
That'll give me something to do.
Yeah, that's right, keep you out.
Something like that. You have a good day.
Yeah, and you.
Beautiful dog. Oh, hello. Really? Yeah, that's not a bad trait. Yeah. Oh, beautiful dog though. You take care. Nice chap. Yeah, you can see there's vehicles been up here. This is perfect postie terrain though. Picnic up here with the posties. Bit of a cream tea on the moors. Oh, what we got here? Bit of a ridge. You'll get some air off that if you're going a bit quicker. Yeah, this is a perfect postie proving ground. Oh, it's a good little trail. Well worth exploring. Weather's coming in. Oh wow, wicked. It reminds me of the kind of trails you'd find in Iceland. You know, just remote, rocky, wilderness, manageable. Oh, I'd say this is a good mile of a track. Oh yeah, okay, this is where it gets more interesting. Yeah, I think that's it. You could get up there I guess, but I'll do it. That's nice that. Alright, I think that's it for today. We've had a good ride. We've got a bit dirty. CRF is shone, to be honest. And I've enjoyed it. Next stop, get some knobblies on that GS310 and see what that'll do. Not these trails though. Alright, over and out. You have a great new year. I've got a Sinis T380 video to put up in due course when I can decide what needs to be said in that video and what doesn't. And I've also got a few other videos. I've got a video of GS around Iceland from a few years ago, and also want to put some footage up about the America trip that I did on the GS and a few other bits and pieces from America. So that's it. We're going to get back, get home, have a cup of tea and a bath. Take it easy.